All right, Malik Nabers, one hell of a receiver. I like him. I really do. I think he's going to be immediate impact to whichever team he goes to. He's slated 5th overall, potentially to the Chargers, depending on what the Chargers do. Of course, new head coach could change the way he thinks with the weapons he has now. So, Brian, what do you want to say about this guy?
I like him a lot. I worry about his size, but I feel like he's so aggressive after the ball. He has great hands, great route running ability. Like I looked at some of the comparisons they had to other players, and they had someone like they had Jamar Chase, they had Chris Olave. This is the guy, the people that he's been compared to. This guy has it. He's special. I don't like the other one they had on. They had Kadarius Toney as the other comparison. I think he's a much harder worker than Kadarius Toney, so I don't think that's the problem. But his skills, look at as an athlete, he is amazing. Look the distance he's doing.
Okay,
He's playing in slow motion.
I can
He's
see the comparison to that.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Toney in college was a lot better than what he was. It didn't transition to the NFL. When he was with Florida State with Richardson, he was amazing, but it did not happen.
Are you worried about the fact that he didn't hit every game? Like he was a little bit inconsistent?
No.
Is that because LSU
no, this guy you could put him at all 3 spots, and this dude will make it happen. He's quick. He's got really good hands. He can run really good routes. I'm not worried about him at all, man. Like this guy is going to make impact right away on any team. An impact potentially on your dynasty rosters for sure by year 2, if not year 1. I think Malik Nabers is that good. And I understand you don't like his height. Like there's a height requirement
I'm not
for you, Brian.
huge. I'm not. Hey, I can say that, but DJ Moore. I just ordered my DJ Moore jersey yesterday, so like, so you can say that. But I am now. I've been won over. So
all I'm saying is he's good, man. He's like I don't care about height and all that. Like being 6 foot's not like it's not horrible. If you could play bigger and you can contest against the catch and you can catch within traffic, bro, I'm not gonna argue that. He's 200 pounds, so I'm pretty sure he's probably bigger than most DBs weight wise. So you could probably shove him out of the way while they're up in the traffic and while they're exploding up in the air.
I didn't see
that's what I'm not worried about.
I didn't see this, but a lot of analysts are saying that his route tree is limited because they were always going deep. So he didn't have, the deep digs, the flag routes, everything was post seam flies, all those type of things. He doesn't have huge elite route running. I saw great route running, but I just know that's what a lot of analysts are saying.
Okay.
I mean, he has pedigree. He has very good pedigree. I think he's going to be special.
But when you have hands like him,
and
he can still kind of like, to me, if you have hands and you could probably run like, okay, like, I'm not worried.
He's a 4-4 guy.
I'm not worried. 4-4 guy. I'm not worried. Why? Because the fact is, if you teach him how to run a route that he probably never ran before, but he has hands like that and he has good weight to him, I'm not worried. He's probably going to be out jump a linebacker, outperform a linebacker getting the ball than them intercepting them before he is.
So that's a perfect question then. Is he only a slot receiver or can he be a great X or Z?
Hell yeah. I just opened up that he could be anywhere. He could be anywhere.
I think he's definitely a good Z. He's definitely a good slot. X, because they usually are big receivers. I don't know. I will see. But he probably could do that too. Because if you ever look at his rankings, his hands
ain't that big either.
You're 100% right. And he's built like that too. They have his hands at like a 95. Short routes, 100%. Medium routes, 100%. Deep routes, 100%. That's what we're getting with this guy.
That's crazy.
Saying.
This
you
man
don't get that.
can catch anything that's thrown his way, and I'm not worried about it. You give him a short route. If he doesn't do it a lot because of his route tree playoffs film and stuff like that, I'm not too worried about it. Look at this, man. You know how hard that is? That's probably one of the hardest catches right there. That is one of the hardest catches. This man can probably do a 5 and in easy. This guy can do a 5 and in easy. Okay, look at this. Look at it again. Look, bam, right there, over the shoulder. That's one of the hardest catches you can ever make. I don't care.
Is Jaden Daniels good because he had Malik Nabers, or is Malik Nabers good because he had a quarterback like Jaden Daniels?
It's a bit of both.
I think it's a combination of the two.
It's a bit of both. Because Richardson made like remember how they compared him to Tony? Like I'm taking those two because Richardson made Tony better. Tony made Richardson better. But then Richardson's the only one who actually flashed really, really good talent there in Indianapolis. Where Tony, he's made of glass, and he can't perform.
He has to want to.
It didn't transition to the NFL.
He has to work harder. But Chris Olave is a good comparison.
Okay,
especially with what they're saying. That's a very good comparison because especially what we were saying before when he was getting drafted. He's exactly what that is. You know, he's the second best receiver in the draft. That's a very good comparison. And you saw what he did. You see what Chris Olave is. So yeah,
right.
I'm with you.
Any player that can go into the NFL, and we've seen these top prospects, they can go in and they could be absolute trash. They could be absolute trash. But we don't know that yet because they haven't gone into the NFL. And I understand that. But this guy, I have high hopes for him. I really do. I feel like he can do it all.
It's all about the work ethic. If your work ethic is good, then I think you'll be good.
Like, I like him. Like, obviously, Marvin Harrison, we're talking about him next, is the receiver to get. He is what a receiver is. You think receiver, you think him. But you think all around talent, I think Nabers. There's things that Nabers can probably do that Marvin Harrison can.
I don't know if there's anything that Marvin Harrison can't do that Nabers.
He can be 6'4".
Yeah, the only thing he be is not
Marvin Harrison's. Marvin Harrison's a perfect wide out. Yeah, like, he's the perfect wide out. You don't take Marvin Harrison out of his ace spot.
Speaking of Nabers, Marvin Harrison.
Nabers, you can put him somewhere else and he could still be productive.
He could be just as good as him. I don't know if he could ever be better because I don't know if Marvin Harrison has any weakness.
I'm not saying that he's a better receiver. I'm saying multi-purpose use for Nabers is the guy.
Yeah.
I am never going to take Harrison and ask him to do what I'm doing with Nabers. If I had Nabers and Harrison on the same team, I would have Nabers do all this crazy Debo stuff.
I was going to say with like Debo or like Jalen Reed.
But I would never have Harrison do that. Why? Because he is the receiver. Like he is the top dog at it. Why would I take the top dog out of his
do an end around with Marvin here? Oh, he got hurt. Oops.
You wouldn't want to ever get hurt. Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say.
That coach is going to get fired tomorrow.
Is a athlete.
He thought this was a good idea.
So on the field with this guy,
honestly, I think Nabers' hands might be better than Marvin Harrison's too.
Oh, he has hands. That's definitely he has hands.
He might have better hands. That's not saying. I mean, Marvin Harrison still has great hands, but he might be better.
As an athlete, maybe, but as a receiver, no.
And no, better hands. Just hands. That's what I'm saying. He might have better hands. That's it.
But I've seen enough. I can't say anything good thing. Like, all right, bad things about this guy. Okay, there's not much. But
can't block.
I mean, but as a receiver, you're not really like.
Who cares?
Just don't run it that way. Like don't put him in that package because your running back's gonna get blown up. So, I don't know anything bad about him.
You know why his highlight tape is so long? Because all he does is catch passes. The dude, in 3 years, 189 passes in 3 years. with 28 being one of them. Like, all he did was catch passes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You don't have to worry about him coming in and dropping the ball. That's not going to happen.
I don't. But yeah, so first few years, or last 2 years, broke 1,000, 15 last year. Obviously, that's why Jaden Daniels just is probably as good as he is. That's why I'm arguing why he's one of the best. Because he had Nabers there for him. So, is he like CD? No, because CD's a receiver, like another dude that I expect to be good at his job, and we finally saw that this year. Like, as a receiver, I wouldn't have CD do Debo things. Like, I'm just trying. Like, am I comparing Nabers too much to Debo? He's a Debo light. Does that make sense?
He is like him,
he's
but he's
Debo
not as
light.
big. Yeah.
No. I'm not talking about his body style. I'm talking his.
But because he's an all around athlete that could run the ball, he could throw it, he could do all the things. I know what you're saying.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Getting hype when I aim up, elevating that game up, stepping up to the competition. Only first place, that's how I'm living. I'm winning today.